Keith Hillier with Wayne Wilson talking about horse racing, all focused on Queensland at Eagle Farm. I bet you're dying to get in here this morning, Keith, and have a go at Wayne about Brave Warrior.
Oh, no, not really. In fact, I got tangled up in the marathon here, Bruce.
You didn't run it, did you, Keith?
I had to do the last 5Ks in a singlet and jocks. Brave Warrior, Wayne, surely he's the wounded warrior after yesterday, because this is a horse, this is the colt being touted as possibly the best in Australia.
Yes, Keith, I've got to agree with you. I think you've won the battle, but I don't think you're going to win the war, Keith. I think eventually Brave Warrior will prove that he is one of the best two-year-olds in the country. That, I hope, is going to be in the Castlemaine Stakes. Chris Muntz yesterday rode him up close to the lead. Chris said it was the right thing to do on the day. In hindsight, he now thinks it maybe was the wrong thing to do, and he will be riding him back in the Castlemaine Stakes. There he is sitting up outside of Drum as they come to the home turn. Now, the speed in the early stages of the race wasn't that fast, so I thought at the 800-metre point that Chris had done the right thing, and I was happy enough for him to be there, but he gave in quickly in the straight. There wasn't much fight there with him, yet right on the line he was only a length from them. That's Drum in front. Now, look for Arrogant. She's behind Chief De Beers. She'll swing to the outside. Look at Scriven riding very confidently on Chief De Beers. Brave Warrior's in trouble. Chief De Beers sprints to the lead, but Arrogant, she's an unorthodox Rory's Jester in so much as she's got no speed early. She gets back, but boy, can't she get to the line. There she is cutting down Chief De Beers, and she went away from Chief De Beers. Drum was third, and Brave Warrior not that far from them in fourth place.
Well, 4 wins in 4 starts in blinkers for Arrogant, and I'll have a shilling on the side that she beats him again in the Castlemaine tomorrow week with you, Wayne.
OK, you've got me, Keith.
She meets him better on the weights, I guess, does she, Wayne?
Oh, yes, she'll meet him a lot better at the weights.
Well, he can't win on that, Wayne, really, could he?
Bruce, don't give up.
All right, I don't think he can win after that. I'll have 10 cents with you. I can't. What was a shilling worth?
It was 10 cents.
Oh,
They're very defensive, the Queenslanders, of their own. And actually, Wayne, I hope that you're right. I hope that we do need an outstanding youngster. I hope that Brave Warrior does regain the form that he promised. Everyone
likes to see a glamour horse do well, and I just feel that he hasn't quite come up, Wayne, but we'll find out on Monday week. What about the Oaks? It was one of those days, wasn't it, yesterday? We talked the week before where all the good ones won. Well, Booked was placed in an AJC Oaks, ran all right in Adelaide, but with no luck, but she was an outsider here.
Now, Bruce, have a look at the horse fourth over on the inside, Sky Angel. Have you ever seen a better thing beaten in a Group 1 race? Look at the trouble that York's in on Sky Angel. He ran up onto the heels of the leader there, nowhere to go, and she doesn't get out at all. Look at her. She's going 3/4 pace behind them. I don't want to take anything away from Booked at all, but Sky Angel should have won the Oaks. It was a great finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, Pindy getting home well, and on the inside, Lamore. So, anyone for the Derby there? Would Sky Angel go in for the Derby?
I'm not too sure about Sky Angel. John Hawkes has made the decision that Booked will now spell. She won't go on for the Derby. Sky Angel, a possibility of running in the Derby next week.
Good to see Hawkes winning at Group 1 level for the second time for the Inghams. I mean, he's got a terrific strike rate, but you've got to win those big races to keep the big owners happy.
Sure, Bruce, that was his first Group 1 win in Brisbane. He won the Sydney Cup, of course, earlier, same combination.
Cross swords. This Sandown Guineas form's proving all right, with Tenor last week who'd run second in it winning, and Belzevere first up after running third behind Voting, and Tenor. Big win here, Wayne, and he does hang in rather badly in the straight.
I thought it was quite an impressive performance by Belzevere. The tip was there for the horse that he would race well fresh, but you can see he is inclined to get in there, having his first go our way of going, but he's finishing very strongly on the outside. That's the 100-to-1 bolter, Space Moon in front, but look at Belzevere wanting to lay in badly over the final stages, and the horse will obviously benefit as a result of the run. There were some disappointing runs in this race. Killian and Bucks Pride, although Bucks Pride did suffer severe interference.
Bob Sutton has a small team at Mornington in Victoria, Wayne. His first Brisbane win yesterday with Belzevere. But I wonder whether the performance of a 100-to-1 shot running second took something away from that race as a Stradbroke lead-up.
Well, it might just take the shine off the Stradbroke form a little bit. Personally, I think Simonstad is going to win the Stradbroke next week. He only needs a little bit of luck in the barrier draw, and the Freedman boys have reported in that he has thrived here in Brisbane, and I really think he's an Eagle Farm horse.
I just wonder about him in the he does look a big chance, Wayne. I just wonder about him if it's a hard race in the last 50 metres, but we'll find that. Now, Full Suit winning the O'Shea was most impressive. I like Sub-Zero's run here and Cross Swords when we look at the Brisbane Cup. Cross Swords getting through 2 off the fence and Sub-Zero, the grey, 3 from the right.
There's another one to watch too, Bruce, Potential Star. That's full suit going to the lead. Potential Star just inside of Ancient Ritual. He works to the line strongly, and look at Sub-Zero on the outside. Best Brisbane Cup trials there. I would list Potential Star, the second horse, and Sub-Zero. Gerald Ryan's decision immediately after the race, well, let's give up on Ancient Ritual. I spoke to him this morning. He is going to proceed towards the Brisbane Cup and will run.
And Jim Cassidy snapping up the Brisbane Cup mount on the O'Shea Stakes winner. Sub-Zero, if you get a bit of rain come Cup Day, Wayne, he's going to be right in it. Big run, wasn't it?
Well, it was a great performance, Keith. He does like the sting out of the ground. A dead track, I think, would suit him just about perfectly, but with weight, he wouldn't want it to be a heavy track. But at the rate the Brisbane weather's going at the moment, there'll be no problems with the track next weekend. We've got beautiful weather up here.
Slight chance return to the winning list. She won the Oaks on this day last year. She's been a bonny filly, got through on the inside. Has had little luck, you were telling us, Wayne, in the ad break coming in. I think she'd run 16th out of 17th and then 2 lasts going in.
Yes, her form had been a little bit suspect on paper, Bruce, but she did fall, she jumped over Diamond Heist at a previous start and got knocked out at the 10,000. There she is in the Qantas colours over on the inside looking for the gap. There's not much room there, but she'll push through eventually. Bright Copper with the blinkers on the outside finishing strongly. Slight chance of spotting Daylight now. Bright Copper's going with her, and as they hit the line, she just had her nose in front. And just taking that story one step further, Bruce, she won the Oaks this day last year, and she won the Sires this day 2 years ago.
Oh, talk about horses for courses at the right time of the year.
Talk about the wrong time for Wayne to tell us. If you'd told us that last week, Wayne, it would have had some more significance, betting-wise.
Did you back her yesterday?
No, I didn't. I was on Bright Copper, to tell you the truth.
The Epsom Derby, maybe still the most famous race in the world. I'm not so sure if it is anymore, but it's a great race in England, in the Classics, one of the 5 Classics. Was run on a Thursday morning Australian time. A bad fall in the race. There was suggestions. In fact, we'll talk to Willie Carson has a grab in a moment, the winning jockey, to say that there were too many horses in the race, and that's one of the reasons for the interference. We've talked about that in Australia. A terrific win by Erhab, who's in the At-Talak colours, the Maktoum colours. There's Sangster's colours, Colonel Collins, trying to get to King's Theatre in Sheikh Mohammed's colours. But look at Erhab, who'd won the Mecca-Dante at York earlier. He looks a superior staying 3-year-old, a fantastic win. He does look a top-class horse to me. And after the race, Willie Carson, who's 51 years of age, he won the Derby for the 4th time, had this to say about big fields in big races.
There was too many horses in there that shouldn't have been in the actual race. I know that owners pay the money to have a run on the Derby, but it does distract from the good horses. It could easily have got my horse beat, and it possibly has got some other horses beat.
Well, we've had similar problems here in Australia, haven't we, with the Golden Slipper, talking about the size of the fields and other major races.
Yes, and there were some no-hopers in that Derby, Bruce, although it must be pointed out that in the past 3 or 4 years, a couple of 150 to 1, in fact, a couple of 500 to 1 chances have been placed in the Derby. Overnight, the Oaks, Balanchine won, ridden by Frankie Dettori, who rode drum taps in our Melbourne Cup.
He sure did. Wayne, catch you next week, and you as well. Keith, good punting to both of you.
OK, thank you, Bruce.
Wayne Wilson and Keith Hillier. Sports Update coming up after this.